Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final round back nine coverage of the 2022 Waco Annual Charity Open. Jeremy Koling, joined by Paul Ulibarri, and we're at the second Disc Golf Pro Tour with Paul McBeth. The 5-stroke advantage right now over Chris Dickerson.
Yeah, he's playing really well. I mean, he has been for the last couple of weeks, coming off that Memorial win where he was averaging 1,100 after the first 2 rounds. That's means that he's feeling good, and he brought the momentum into Waco. With this big lead, it's going to be tough for anybody to put any pressure on him, but you got to trudge forward.
There are score-separating holes on this back nine, though, and there are opportunities to go for big shots. Hole 10, you can go for a big shot, but an eagle here is rare. This is not the place to do it, but there are plenty of spots, and it will be interesting to see if these guys coming down the stretch elect to go for these big eagle show shots. Par 4, 591 feet. Just keep it in the middle, and then you'll have options for your approach. Paul going with an ESP Reaper. Old school Discraft disc, and he's got that flipped up and going down the middle. If that can avoid the big skip, he's going to be in perfect position. 6 straight birdies coming into this hole, and he's looking good for a 7th. Chris also on a birdie streak of his own. He's got 5 in a row, and with this tee shot, this is perfect. He's looking to go 6 in a row.
Wow. Computer perfect.
Dialed in. Beep, boop. Cale's going with his signature disc from Prodigy, the Falcor, and this is early left, and you see him take off to the right side to see what happens, and
I think it got a good kick.
yeah, his reaction says that at least. Luke is going to need to do some work here on this back nine.
Good start to try.
4th place finish at Vegas, and now he is in 3rd place at the second national stage event, the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
Cale going wide, squares it up. You gotta miss inside there.
Really difficult shot to shape there with the backhand. Had to miss that early tree, and to do that, he had to keep it wide. And
now he's kind of staring bogey in the face. This is where you'd want your drive to be, and this is a tough shot.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Really demoralizing bogeying hole 10. I mean...
Yeah, Cale was tied for 3rd place. 9 holes to go. I mean...
Look at this.
Going to set him back, especially with Luke.
Ooh, okay.
Trickling on the back side of the green. He'll have a 20-foot putt for the birdie. Too easy. Too easy.
I would like to see them push that tee back. I think that would make it really cool.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a good hole, but...
Mm-hmm. I think there's maybe... I could see that, putting this at like a 650 range instead of 590. Yeah, I think that would make it definitely very difficult on these approaches. And Paul... He hit a tree early. He's going to have to make a long putt if he wants to continue that birdie streak.
Still have no problems with this hole. One of my favorites to play.
Totally. And you don't really need to mess with it because it's so good.
Exactly.
And Paul's just outside the circle.
See if he can keep that, make it 7 in a row. Yep. How many of you out there have birdied 7 in a row on any course? It's not easy to do. Just not. So stop it. Very good.
Luke's 1 in a row, and now he's 1 under on the round after that really tough double bogey start.
Dickerson to remain in striking distance. And he's got 6 in a row.
Some good golf going on right now with Dickerson and McBeth on to hole 11, a hole that is historically given Paul the fits. I don't quite understand it. It's pretty straightforward, 279 feet, just with that one tree in the middle on the right side of your screen right now. Other than that, you just want to slide it up to this hill. There's the right side of the tree is great for the backhand. The left side's good for the sidearm, but even the left side's good for the backhand even. Maybe.
Going with the lower.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so edge of the circle, about a step back of the circle. This is going to be flicking the zone. I like the speed of this disc on this hole, and that's sliding right up to the hill. It's kind of one of those, the speed where you can throw it as hard as you want, and you really just get to the hill. The driver can get up that hill and roll back down, whereas the putter is going to want to just sit.
And it does.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Luke, look it. The card is clean now. Cale coming off the bogey. Can he?
Missed the tree, no.
He cannot.
Very technical backhand on this hole. Something that Cale is obviously really good at.
Ooh.
Little metal hit.
Miss this, you're going to have a comebacker.
Yeah, and you can't miss it and sit, that's for sure. And oh, look at that little extra action.
Terrifying on that one.
Even for him, even with the comfortable lead.
Well, now you're thinking,
Well,
Dickerson's parked. Luke gets the birdie.
If he misses that putt and Chris taps us in, it's a lot less comfortable.
Yes.
Certainly is.
All of a sudden, this putter is a little heavier. Or lighter.
Depending on which one's harder.
Yeah. Perfect.
But, yeah. Right back to perfect weight. See if Chris can create a 7-hole birdie streak of his own. And he can. And what a bounce back. The bogey start. And then the way his pars on 3 and 4 seemed very, I almost want to call it apathetic feeling. It just seemed like I know he didn't check out, but it felt like he didn't really have that fight. But he is fighting 7 in a row. He's tracking down. He's only 4 back now.
How many times at home have you gotten 7 in a row on any course?
Chris has many times.
Oh, yeah.
Hole 12, par 4, 609 feet. Unique hole design, blind tee shot, turnover backhand or forehand. So difficult to put it exactly where you want in this fairway because the backhand approaches want to be on the right side, forehand approaches to the green want to be on the left side.
It's up to Chris now to keep the pressure on. He's within 4. That's tight. That's not considered
It's not a walk away.
Exactly.
Yeah, or run away or walk away or whatever.
Fade away.
Certainly not a fade away. Luke pushes his drive just a bit long on the left side. Very common mistake for the forehand. Wow, Paul used every single inch of the left side of the fairway, but not enough turn. He'll be scrambling for the par from there.
I just don't know why he doesn't throw sidearm there.
Yeah, he's such a good forehand player. Yeah, I tend to agree with you here.
Because you can throw the same shot he's trying to throw there, but it's so much more applicable for the next shot to get up the hill.
Not really my position to question anything.
No. Yeah, it is. It's actually exactly what you're supposed to do.
Sure, but I mean, how valid can my questioning be? I mean, proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, you just missed the fairway.
Touche. Cale, what an awesome shot. Awkward position.
Yeah, that's just pretty much inventing a shot. Like, that's not your form. You're just kind of letting it out, and that's your athleticism taking over. Very well done. Great body control. Cale, obviously top-tier athlete.
Chris
Look
misses.
That
Get
is
oh
good. That's fine. I don't think
Yeah.
it could have gotten much closer if it doesn't hit that.
Yeah. Chris will have a circle 2 look to get to 8 in a row. And if you'd screenshot the scores after the first couple of holes, a lot of gray, a lot of red. There was even some purple in there. And right now, the only red number we've got was Cale on hole 10. And other than that, a ton of birdies. Carr definitely picking it up as we expected him to.
Can Paul possibly save this? I mean, this is such a tough shot.
Yeah, I think it's possible. It's going to have to be with a 50-foot putt, though. Luke is in a difficult position to save the par as well. This forehand is very tricky. He's going to have to pick the inside lane there. As you see, does it have the right height? It does, and it just gets to the edge of the circle. And hard to do much better than that from that position.
Yeah, with the way he's been putting.
Yeah.
It's a good spot to be for him right now. I haven't seen him miss very many from that distance.
And Cale will be saving his par after the errant tee shot and the incredible second. But really, the pressure here is on Chris. Can he whittle it down to 3? He still may, though. He still may because Paul has to make this putt to stay at 24 under. And it will be 3 strokes. So just like that.
And that rolled away. I mean, that's not going to be a gimme from where that landed. Jerm, I saw that kind of trickle.
He'll make it, but it will add stress to the round.
Look at this guy.
What a
Great
par.
save.
That's an incredible par. I mean, I'm assuming he'll make it. But either way, like you're saying, well,
Look at
hold
this.
on a second.
It went far.
That went really far.
Yeah, farther than I even thought. 25 straight headwind.
Yeah, look at that flag blowing even in the woods. Yeah, he'll make it, of course. that was even more stress than I thought he was going to have to face. And I don't know, maybe it doesn't affect him the same way it affects the rest of us, but it can take a toll. So just like that, as Chris walks up here, his birdie streak will come to an end. Unless, of course, you honor the original par on this hole as a 5, in which case he's got 9 straight birdies. Or 8, or whatever.
8, yeah.
Just uncountable amount of birdies in a row. Hole 13, and now we are going into the tailwind of the open holes. And we're calling this open because it's not covered in woods, but there's obviously a ton of trees on this fairway, as well as a Mando on the right side. The sidewalk is OB on the right side, and it circles around by the bathrooms. The biggest, safest part of the fairway is out left. This wind, the hyzer forehand gap, is certainly the biggest gap there is, I believe.
I wonder if Paul's going to go down the middle and just try to shut these guys out.
I'm almost surprised that Chris didn't, because this is one of those opportunities. We've seen plenty of eagles on this hole in the past.
And this is a... Oh, here we go. Hyzer.
So Luke has played the same disc all 3 rounds, 3 different gaps. Pretty interesting play. He's just flexing on his versatility.
Cale beats him right middle of the fairway. Very good.
And yeah, Yeah, let's see. Paul's drive yesterday was booming, and that was in the calm. Now we've got the tailwind. What does he do here?
Goes for it. Doesn't quite get it over, though.
Yeah, and connects on a tree there, but that's still perfectly fine. That's honestly where a lot of pretty decent drives land anyways.
Yeah, in this tailwind, you can hit one of the first available and still get
Correct.
up and down.
And he still even outdrove Cale. And that is why Cale Leiviska is the man. That's why he's the man. He's been throwing shots like that since 2005.
Not a gimme, but very good shot. Paul going with a stable fairway. Very good as well. Leaves himself the tailwind side, which I'm pretty sure he meant to do.
Misquoted him yesterday talking about the intentional flutter putts. And I thought that he was saying that it catches the chains better, but what he actually said was that a flutter putt isn't affected as much by the wind.
Right.
So to just change the amount of flutter in your release sometimes just because of the wind and still be effective is pretty impressive.
Still think the flutter's kind of stupid.
Oh no.
Oh, little lift.
He's a very fluttery putter in general, and that time the flutter lifted, so maybe that theory does not check out.
Let's see if Paul's perfect.
Yeah, smooth. Maybe he just got away.
I think he was playing with you.
He was playing with you too. You were there.
I know.
And you believed him. We both believed him. You won the tournament.
I believe anything he says.
That was a long time ago what I'm talking about. That's the reference. But shout out to the 5 players who took eagles on hole 13. Albert Tam, Harper Thompson, Silverlet, Tristan Tanner, Jared Stoll. I don't know about the other guys, but I do know that Silverlet's eagle came with a forehand off the tee. The dude smacks the forehands, folks. If you haven't seen it before, you got to check it out. It's impressive. Hole 14, par 3, 303 feet. This is a gotta get. This is a very, very important birdie to get right now.
I parked this one with my roller from the previous hole. So, distance control on point, kind of like Luke Humphries right here. Watch this. Annie, soft landing, tailwind, land it short, get the movement forward, checks all the boxes. That's a gimme birdie. And now Luke is kind of on fire. Needs to hold that turn. Can't do much better than that with the backhand, really.
Technician, man. That nickname originally belonged to Joey Mela, but I believe Cale is doing his job right now in securing that nickname for himself.
Okay. Oh, work for it, Paul.
All right, so the door once again slightly opened up here for Chris and Luke, who are trying to do whatever they can here, try to make this a ball game coming into the final stretch of the tournament.
Hurry.
That's too wide. Oh no.
That was the time to kind of throw a good one.
Yeah, he needed to come up clutch there, and that par is gonna sting. And Paul still made it closer than I thought. Oh, but unable to connect on the birdie. It's so weird to see him miss one from 40. It seems so normal for everyone else.
Been making a lot of good putts for a long time, but now he has a little chicken on the bone. clean that up.
But Luke, he's going to tie Chris now at for second place at 20 under and 4 under now on the back 9. After the even par front 9, it's a good battle there for Luke. He is really impressing this season, and it's so evident how much work he's put in his game. Hole 15, there you go. You see the highway, you see the pond that runs off the Brazos River, and you see the par 3 that they want us to throw. And if there's any day that you could actually go for it, it's today. We've got that big tailwind, but Luke says, I don't want any of it. I want to go down the middle with the forehand, and puts himself in position. Cale's got the mid-range out. Keeping it low, unaffected by the wind. Just
That's so good. That was cool looking too, how it just was drifting, lifting, drifting, lifting. Paul says, I will do the same.
he's certainly in no position to do anything crazy here, and you'll have...
That's still a far drive.
Getting to the edge of the corral is far for the forehand, and he hit that thing moving pretty quick. Chris, he's got a buzz, and I'm... Oh, what's going on here? I can't quite tell. Oh, wow. Okay, it looked like it was turning quick, but it worked itself out. It's into the corral, and a very short approach for pretty much everyone in the group. This is the hole that I think that they should move the tee back 100 feet. There's 100 feet behind the tee that's completely open, and just make it a true par 4. I also thought maybe make a par 3 that plays into the corral.
Or just make it a par 4 because that's what it's playing today.
It's what it is. It just is.
Not an easy 3. Great touch. Touch of class right there. Even hits the pin.
All right, so we did have a couple. We had 0, 3, or 2s on this hole all week coming into this hole. And once we get through the putts here, Luke, an important putt, a tester putt, and he delivers. Very important. As the rest of these guys tap out, I will give a shout out to the 3 players who got the first and only 3 quote-unquote birdies on this hole. James Conrad, Thomas Gilbert, and you guessed it, Paul, not Garrett Gerthy this time, surprisingly. It's Zane Letts with the 3rd and only 2 on this hole all week.
Wow. Don't know how they did it.
Hole 16, Paul, par 4. Are they going to go aggressive here?
Absolutely. Why not? I think Luke might just throw clean, consistent shot right down the middle. But I have a feeling Paul's going to turn it over and go big.
You think Paul's going to go big?
I think so. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I just was wondering if you think that they're trying to make a play for the eagle, but it looks like Luke's just playing
Yeah, I wouldn't.
his game.
I wouldn't think that he would just because it's such a guaranteed birdie, smoothing with that sidearm. Cale and Luke really don't have the option to go for it unless they're throwing rollers. So, you know, they're not getting that big distance to get there. They're just not. Dickerson has the distance in the air.
He certainly does, and he's 4 back with only 3 to go, and I think you got to pick your spots. And if you're trying to win this tournament, you're not going to beat this guy with going birdie, birdie, birdie.
This thing has some heat. There you go.
Yeah.
That is blistered.
So a birdie now doesn't get you any strokes on Paul, so there's only one option. I think Chris has to try to go huge.
Agreed. That's an aggressive run up. That's a hyzer flip with a stable disc that's not going to do anything at all. Oh, but he gets behind the tree.
So the guy that they're trying to track down is about 100 feet farther down the fairway than anyone else, so making it difficult.
Great shot from Cale. Tough shot here.
Let the wind blow a little bit closer.
It's a tailwind.
Yep.
So that's good, but it's also going to play as a 38-footer.
Strangely enough, I understand and agree with you. Luke making the adjustment, and look how that thing was trying to check up, and the wind just pushed it another 5 feet closer to tap-in range.
Paul's putting. And that'll do.
Yep. That's right.
Good putt.
Very important and great putt for Chris. So that, well, I was going to say temporarily gets him to within 3, but only until Paul makes his. But here's the thing, Paul. We are about to change directions, turn around, and 17 and 18. We've got the top 2 hardest holes on the course. Oh, Cale barely getting that over the rim.
Buries it, though.
2 hardest holes on the course are coming up, and they're straight into the headwinds. Anything could happen. If it's going to happen anywhere, Paul, this is the place for it to happen. Hole 17, par 4, 610 feet. It's about a 360-foot shot to get into position into a very stiff headwind.
Luckily, they all have very manageable sidearms, except for Cale. Curious to see what he's going to bring to the table. And
Wow.
This is picture perfect.
I like that it's not too far because he's actually going to have the inside lane short of those trees. That's a pretty open gap there. You won't be able to see the pin, but he will be able to get a clean shot.
Cale's going to need this on Anheuser right away. Miss the trees. Fade.
He's so good.
Very good.
Cale is so good. Such a difficult shot to throw. Yeah, that's just, you're not going to, keeping it that wide with that much hyzer, and you can see the disc is just going backwards with that wind pushing it.
Effortless power, though.
But, yeah, I mean, these guys here chasing him down needed Paul to just shank that one out of bounds.
I mean, still, you throw it in the drink, somebody birdies, we got a ball game. The real tough shot for these guys is the upshot. It isn't.
Get back. Get back. No way.
Oh, no.
No way.
I was saying that it wasn't that difficult, but if you hang it out wide like that.
How did that not move back at all?
I don't know. Very tough break.
Oh, that's horrible. I thought that he had thrown a perfectly fine shot, and now he's going to be throwing his 4th short of Luke and Paul's drives. and Cale's.
Mm-hmm. Wow, things got a little more interesting for that second place race, though.
Yeah.
Cale's in it, too. Luke with a dart.
What a shot.
Sit.
What a shot. That was incredible from Luke. What a back nine he has put together.
Big shot here for Paul. I mean, he's got 4, but Luke just parks it right in front of him. That's a big moment. Can he possibly get 2?
I don't think he doesn't want to even get close to it. You don't want to get too close to the wall, though.
That's OB over there.
Oh, it is. Okay.
There's that 2. There's
oh
that
my
2.
gosh. Okay.
Brutal.
I thought Paul would just try to. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was trying to just get it out there.
The thing you can't do, Jerm, is hang it out too wide and never come back in.
Right. Of course. No way. Look at that one race to the wall.
And that shot from Luke is paying heavy dividend.
Oh my goodness, is it?
Here's Cale. I don't know what he's going to do here. This is such a tough shot in this wind. Oh, please turn.
It's not gonna hold on, unfortunately.
No.
And while you're at it, can you get my Halo Destroyer? It's somewhere over there too.
Yeah, grab my cap wrap while you're at it.
So Paul, what does he do here? I mean, do you get aggressive?
You don't need to.
No. Okay, so he says, I'm fine with taking 2 strokes into the final hole.
It's going to force Luke to have to 2 it.
Yeah.
Because he's got to lay it up, and that upshot isn't a gimme, especially in the conditions that they're facing. So things got interesting. I love it. Dickerson takes himself out of the race with that score.
And he's going to drop down some places, I think, too, because that's going to be a big number. Is that a 7 that he's looking at?
Double OB, 1, 2. Yeah.
Cale misses.
7.
No, it's not. No, it's not going to. No, it's not. Oh, my goodness. That is a horrible break for Cale.
And that's going to cost Cale a bunch of places.
No, that just was heartbreaking to watch that as he just miss it low with the tailwind. You're not going to think it's going to roll back at you. Slow. That was one of the most slow, heartbreaking rolls we've really seen.
17 has not been kind to Cale in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, even when he birdied it last year, it ended up costing him with Nico throwing it in from 75 feet. But a really costly double bogey for Cale. And Luke Humphries, folks, he is in it. 2 back of McBeth now. And who would have thought? I obviously, it felt like a runaway for the longest time, but 17, if there was going to happen anywhere, the drama would happen here on 17. And 18 is not an easy hole to just say, oh, I'm going to get a 3 on. 468 feet into this headwind. I don't really see anyone getting across the water today in this headwind, but Luke's going to have to find a way to it.
Yeah, I was going to say advantage Paul because
Luke has to throw first, too.
Yeah, nobody can really get there today. But Luke can put this in bounds and apply a little pressure. I mean, Paul still's got to throw a standard hyzer shot, and I saw plenty of them lift and drop and roll.
And that might seem like a strange decision if you're watching at home. Why is Luke not going for the eagle or the birdie? But it feels like an eagle in this headwind, and it's just because that's not an easy shot that Paul just threw. To get that in bounds with the headwind, Paul now has a pretty scary approach. That basket is so close to the edge of the water that anything could happen with these approaches.
And with the interview with Luke Humphries, he also said he once threw in 2 cash.
Yeah, that's right.
In a tournament. So he's comfortable with that shot. And he's done it before. Man, would this be the time?
I know. Well, I mean, if Paul puts it close, then we'll see if that's the decision that Luke elects to go for. I think he's farther down the fairway than Paul. But I guess we'll have to see who's up first.
I mean, it's green light go. Green light, go. He's got a few on Dickerson now. Not exactly sure what the next scores are.
And he said he doesn't really check scorecards, so he's just going to feel this one out and see what the situation presents. Does this have enough distance? Oh.
Beautiful.
Walk off. That's a great feeling. Lead card last round. Throw your last shot of the tournament and get a big applause for it. Nice showing for Cale Leiviska.
Get up. Get up. Chris. Whew.
Chris is just electing to rethrow from here instead of moving up closer to the edge of the water.
I don't mind that. He
Yeah.
got a great feel for what's going on right there, and he makes a pretty good shot. Just because when you're that close with the wind to move up, totally new shot. Okay, here we go. Paul McBeth puts it close. It's over.
I don't know if this is going to be close.
Doesn't put it close.
Does not put it close. So here we are. Here we go.
Man, please.
Luke.
He's got to just put it past the hole at all costs here. Can't leave this one short. Very good
Yeah,
effort.
he didn't lay it up. Respect that. And that
Just past the wall.
that is OB. So Luke, valiant effort. Paul will have the opportunity to just lay that one up and become the two-time winner of the Waco Annual Charity Open.
Like the effort from Luke with that throw in.
Yeah.
Could have dropped. Could have
Sure.
dropped. Was online.
Luke Humphries, though, man, 4th place in Vegas, and now it looks like he's going to take 2nd place here.
That should move him into the top spot on the Pro Tour points, which is something you could have bet in Vegas and won a lot of money at the beginning of this year.
Doubt. Chris Dickerson, a tough finish there, going 7-5.
Very tough. Same for Cale, but he gets the par on the last hole, but that's a slow roll away. Good to see him battle back from his performance in Vegas, and
Paul, you're champion.
I think putting, I was extremely satisfied with this week. Had all the confidence in the world, especially Circle 1. Circle 2 can use a little work, but I got a long year ahead of me to work on that. So felt great this week. Was able to tie Luke and Nick after that first round, so jump in the lead early and kind of just stay there. So I'm really happy with this week. It's incredible. I think these ticket sales have really changed the sport because people are buying tickets and they're showing up from the beginning to the end because they've invested into it. So I'm noticing that where they'll come watch in the morning, watch the women play, and then they'll go to lunch and then they'll show up out here and watch the open card, and it's incredible. I mean, it's record setting for disc golf. I always want to get better. Definitely Circle 2, like I said earlier, and I think from Memorial to this week, my forehand kind of lost a little bit distance, and I think it's just because there was so many touch shots here. When I got out to these open holes, I didn't feel as strongly on them, but always something to work on.
Well, congratulations again, and good luck next week.
mark of a true champion, never satisfied. Always something to work on, always wanting to get better.
I gave that dog a little bit of petting on my way to the truck. It was very necessary, very therapeutic. It's a good dog.
I was just took a bogey, so I kicked it. I never did that. I never would ever. I love puppies.
Congratulations once again to Paul McBeth, a true champion of the sport, holding on. Luke Humphries, a valiant effort there at the end. And Cale Leiviska, after the tough break that he had there in the last hole in Las Vegas, to come back here and put himself in position once again. Impressive stuff there. And Chris Dickerson, a great effort in the middle section of this course, just tough starts and finishes to this round. Otherwise, he's right there too.
Kind of smooth sailing for Paul. I mean, we saw some really hot scores out there on the course. A couple 10 under, 11 unders. So the fact that that guy wasn't on his card made it kind of easy breezy for him.
Well, that's it for us here at Waco, Texas. Thank you to the Founders Club once again. As always, we'll be back with more Disc Golf Pro Tour coverage in 2 weeks at the Texas State Championships.
Yeah, get those flutters out.